All right, cool. So this is the bonus round. It's supposed to be rapid response questions. But since you didn't spill the tea earlier, I feel as though you could spill it in these, right?
It's okay.
So the first are very choose between two things, and then the later ones that are a lot more
Let's go.
a lot more in depth. So here we go. Cool.
Okay.
So Elorne, do you prefer to arrange a fete or a wedding?
I like doing both. I like doing both. I can't choose. I honestly can't choose. Mm-hmm.
Do you prefer Christmas events or carnival events?
Christmas, of course. I'm a Christmas baby. Like, I love Christmas. Christmas is my thing.
Who's the most famous person you've ever met?
The most famous person I have ever met was Reon Fenty. Just said. Robin.
You met Robin? Tell me that story.
So, it was in Barbados last year. I just started with Caesar's Army, and our first event was in my first event with the company was for Barbados's crop over. And a little perk of the job is that we got invited with one of the bands that we were affiliated with, and that band had Rihanna on the truck. So I actually was looking for the PP truck and left my co-workers, and I found the PP truck, and while I was coming out, I was a little tipsy, and then I just saw everybody rushing towards this last truck, and I was like, what's going on here with my drunken self? And then I pulled out my phone and it was like, something is going on. And then I looked up, and in all of her flamingo glory was Rihanna. And then I was like, somehow I was taller than most of the people, and I pushed them aside, and I was like, hi, Rihanna. She's like, hi.
Oh, I love
and
that.
then I was like, snapping pictures. I was like, oh my God, I met Rihanna. So yes.
In all her flamingo glory. Who
yes,
is
was
the nicest? Sorry?
No, it was quite a pink outfit.
Well, I would imagine so. Who's the nicest celebrity you've ever met?
Destra.
Okay. Who's
Destra.
the rudest celebrity you've ever met?
The
rudest celebrity you've ever met?
I wouldn't say rude, but I think he was focused, and that would be Kes. So, just a little backstory. For Carnival this year, he was playing at Caesar's Army's AM Beach, and I was literally doing stage management. So I was bringing him from the front of the party to the back. But where the party was, it was on Tyrico Bay, and we had where the backstage entrance was, you had to pass on the beach side, but it was high tide. So I may have had to take him through the crowd with security. And you know, that would be a difficult task because everybody's like, oh my God, it's Kes. But when I got out, Kes did not speak to me. He did not, but it wasn't in a rude way. I think it was more of him being focused of the task at hand. And he's still a nice guy. Like, I have literally nothing against it, but you know, he was very focused, and I didn't even get to talk to him or whatever the case is. But I also do believe that when you are working, you should be focused and not worried about being fangirl or fanboy or whatever.
Understood. And having thrown events in the past when I was in movie, I not the Little House Limes, like when I was Squatchy, I had to throw parties. Events. No, I had to throw like actual parties. I had to throw 2 parties, a concert, a dinner. And I understand, like on show day, on game day, like you do this, you do that, you go here, you go there, and it's nothing personal. I get that being in a zone. Other people may not get it, but I understand what you mean by focus. I do. Elorne, the next question is, what is one event you wish you got to work on?
God, there's so many.
Pick one. First one that comes to mind.
Coachella.
Ooh, I like it. Have you ever had a Bridezilla?
If I've what?
Ever had a Bridezilla?
Yes, I did.
What, can you give us an anecdote?
Like, so we were in different time zones. And so she was 5 hours ahead of me. And literally this Bridezilla would message me at 5 a.m. in the morning. And my phone would be going off. It was not on Do Not Disturb. And I think she's the reason why my phone went on Do Not Disturb from now on, because I'm very serious. Like, she was the most difficult human being I have ever dealt with. Like, there were so many different issues and problems. Now, the thing is, I handled her well, because I remember she sent an email talking about how well put together and how well you know, it was handled. But she didn't know that I was like literally frustrated and pulling out the little bit of hair that I still have, you know, attached to my head. And I guess that goes with training and your professionalism. But she was the most difficult human being I had to deal with. Like, she asked questions about, she kept changing the things that she wanted to provide. She kept changing the things that she wanted us to provide. And I had to handle her. You know, I had to say, okay, by this date, you can't make any changes. You know, different things like that. You're not rude, but you're assertive. You know, and you assert the fact that you're an event professional and you need to know, you're working with timelines. And therefore, if you're working with timelines, you can't be changing things all willy-nilly. No, none of it. We have to work with this timeline. And if by this date, you make up your mind, we probably have to come to an agreement and see what we can do to ensure that everything goes as according to plan. Yeah?
Have you ever had a groomzilla?
No, I've never had.
Never.
Honestly, the men are much easier to work with when it comes to weddings. No, I've never had any. No, none.
What's one event you've worked on that you wish you could do over? Like, it didn't quite go the way you would have loved it to, and you wish you could do it over.
So there was one, when I lived in Grenada, there was one event for Republic Bank that I did, and my boss wasn't too pleased with like the arrangements and stuff like that. And it still haunts me to this day that he wasn't happy with that, because I am the consummate professional. The client was happy, but you know, he's an internal client, and you always strive to ensure that all your clients, whether internal or external, are satisfied. And I always create an impact wherever I go. So, you know, that is one of the events that I think I may have done.
So, Elorne, my favorite TV show ever is America's Next Top Model. And Mr. J recently wrote a satirical book about Top Model that he changed the names of characters and stuff while giving us a behind-the-scenes look at the show. The name of the book is The Wig, the Bitch, and the Meltdown. Have you ever had anyone, celebrity or not, or client, have a meltdown?
All the time. There was one particular where I worked, and he is a celebrity in his own right. And he had a meltdown like every day, like every day. And that was a very difficult environment. And I feel like Andy Sachs in Devil Wears Prada, because there were moments that things would happen and I'd be like, oh my God, I am living Devil Wears Prada. And you know, yes, there was one time we were having this huge event for a huge client, and I remember there was a problem with finding Shivari chairs, and I finally got a company that could deliver these Shivari chairs or whatever the case may be. And my boss asked me, he was like, is everything okay with the chairs? So I was like, yes, they're coming in the morning at 9 a.m. And then I literally went on the phone to ensure that these people were coming at 9 a.m. because I could not show up at the 9 a.m. and there are no chairs, because then that, what is going to happen? What are people going to sit on? And I called the company, and when I called the company, the guy literally cursed at me and was like, find your fucking chairs. And I was like, and I literally went into the bathroom and I cried my eyes out, because I knew in that moment my boss was going to flip. Even though it was not my fault, he was going to have a complete breakdown. It was going to literally be the moment when Andy Sachs went and delivered the book and went upstairs and saw Miranda having a fight with her husband. That is what was going to happen with me.
Wow.
And and I literally had a come to Jesus moment. I come to me down, and then I called another company that I was familiar with, and they were more than willing to bring the chairs, and they were on time the next morning. Funny enough, 2 weeks after the event, my boss asked me, he's like, what happened to the other company? Because he was familiar with the other company. He was the type of person that he remembered the types of chairs that they have, because they're little differences. They're all Chivalry chairs, and he asked me, he's like, what happened? Why didn't we come? I was like, well, the guy cussed me and he kicked it before. And he's like, really? I was like, yes. But he had no idea that I went and had a literally
meltdown.
Meltdown.
The meltdown was you.
I had the meltdown. There is another meltdown, but we won't go there tonight.
Oh, well, we have to have you back then. We have to have you back.
Yes. There's so much things that I can tell you. There's so much things that happen, and I take it there was this one big meltdown that was the defining meltdown. Not me, but my boss. And it was one of the literally, I felt like I wanted to give up. I wanted to just throw events away. And, after it happened, I really reevaluated if this is the field that I wanted to be in.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that is how bad it was. But in the end, I'm still here because I'm a fighter and I love this.
And that's important. I think once you're passionate about things, you find a way.
Yes, always.
All right. Elorne, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much, and thank you. But one thing I didn't get to tell your viewers a little bit about the event industry and how important the event industry is to the world. Can I?
Yes.
Sure. So I just want to give a little statistic so people understand, how big the event industry is, right? So the wedding industry globally is worth over $300 billion. And that's just a small segment of it, right? If the global events industry was a country, it would be the 13th largest economy in the world, larger than Australia, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, Indonesia. So think of it as an environment, as a country, and how big that is to the global economy.
Market.
So I want people, when they think about events and they sit and think that events are trivial, think about the things that we do each day. Getting up each day, getting ready, and going to the office, that's an event. Because you are gathering with like-minded people to do things. Having a meeting at work is an event. So, literally preparing for Christmas Day is an event. Carnival. Carnival is a festival, but when you break it down and dissect it, foreigners coming from abroad, you preparing, literally starving yourself so they can fit into your Lost Tribe costume. that is preparation for your event. You have a timeline. I need to lose 5 pounds by Sunday because that is Carnival Sunday, and I have to fit into that little bikini. You know, that is what everything that we do in life, it's an event, and it's important, and it is a part of our most human, the most human aspect of who we are. So, you know, don't ever dumb down, you know, an event or anything of the sort. Always think of everything that I do is an event and it must be magical.
I love it. And you are the magician. Thank you, Elorne, so much for that. I can't wait to have you back on again.
Yes, sure.
To the viewers, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. Elorne, please, for those viewers who may not be able to work the magic on their own and need your help, can you tell them where to find you?
Okay, so you can find me on Instagram, Journey of Dinsmore. That is Journey of Dinsmore, Dinsmore. And you can also find me on Facebook at Elorne Duncan. And you can give me a call at 365-0209. I'm always here to assist and help.
No problem. Does that number also have WhatsApp?
Yes. So you can also WhatsApp me if you need more information.
So I'll put all those down on the screen below. Thank you so much for coming on, Elorne. Until next time, guys. Bye.